Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. It's been a while since we've made one, but with everything going on in the US right now, we just haven't really gone anywhere. We were supposed to go to South Carolina a couple weeks ago for saltwater fishing. That ended up having to get canceled just because it wasn't a smart idea to travel, and a lot of things are closed on that right now as they are around the whole United States. But what today's video is about is getting our boat ready, changing lower unit oil, showing you guys how to do that. If you don't know, changing engine oil, pretty common on most outboard motors, regardless of what brand it is. But before that, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and turn on the bell notification so you know when our videos upload. But we're going to get right into it and get the boat ready to head out on the water. Maybe this weekend, we don't know yet. So I'm just getting all the things ready that I need. I have paper towels, just because oil seems to always get everywhere. A pair of gloves. Just a simple little socket set. I don't know, I forget what actual size socket it is, so I'm going to bring them all out. A drain pan, just to catch the oil. For changing lower unit oil, it's kind of unique how you have to do it. You pump it up from the bottom and wait till it comes out of the top vent hole. So that's what this kit is for here. My boat takes 80W90, which is just thick gear lube. I usually use Yamaha. I just bought Valvoline for now because that's really all they had. A lot of the marine places are closed right now. Well, that's not going to be too fun trying to get all the water out of there. Hunter and I tried a couple days ago and it was just too heavy, plus it rained last night, so it doesn't make that any easier. Had to head down to the basement, grab the engine oil. So here's the overall of the boat. It's a little messy just because leaves were in it last fall, but I made sure to keep all these wires off the ground so they didn't rust. We'll eventually get the Garmin and everything hooked up. I'm not going to get the trolling motor batteries hooked up today just because it's going to be a little colder, and I don't want them just draining until I can actually charge them. So on all these outboards, I've changed them on big Yamahas, Suzuki, Mercuries. The lower unit oil, pretty much the same process on all these motors. There might be some different ones with newer motors, but I mean, I've changed a 2017 Yamaha 90 horse. It's the same as this 15 horse. The oil drain plug is just right here. Lower unit plugs are obviously on the bottom. So in this motor, you have your oil filter right here. I don't have one of those right now, and this one is honestly pretty new. I haven't put a lot of hours on this one. We changed it a couple times last year. Oil fill right here. Around this side, that's your oil dipstick. This one's still carbureted. It is an older engine. It's a 2005, but it runs like a clock. I did the spark plugs right before we went to Washington last year, so there's not a lot of hours on those as well. We actually took this motor off for the winter time, so it didn't sit outside in the cold, and the oil ended up draining practically all out, so I don't know exactly how much is in there. Alright, this one's a 14 millimeter. You got an extension for it here. Put the drain pan under it. Make sure it's on there. You don't want to strip it in there. There we go. When you get it loose, you can just take it off with the extension by hand. Oil's going to get everywhere. There's no stopping it really. Yep, there we go. And this one takes 1.1 quarts. I buy the 5-gallon jug because I change it. They say every 100 hours. We change it way sooner than that, just for the next person that buys it ensures that they have a good, high maintained motor. You can sit and let it drain forever. I don't. I just put the plug in after the majority of it comes out. Put it in by hand first. A notorious way to strip it is cross-threading, and you'd have a way bigger issue on your hands if you did that. Don't get me wrong, I've done it before. Just get it snug, and we're good to go. Just clean up the oil down here. You don't want that stuff getting into the lake as soon as you go in the water. So here's how you change the lower unit oil. There's a top plug here where you check the oil level, and then right here on this motor there's a bottom plug. Make sure you have a wide enough screwdriver because it's super easy to strip these screws out. So I broke that first screwdriver. What it was is the screwdriver bit is turning inside the handle. So I found a bigger one. There we go. It is so cold out right now, the gear lube is just not wanting to, it's taking forever to drain. So I'm gonna open if you open the top screw, it releases a lot of the pressure that it's under and usually allows it to drain a lot faster. It's still gonna drain slow just because it's below freezing right now. I'm gonna let that drain there for a while. It's honestly, it's a good sign it's not milky or creamy, so that means there's no water in there, which means this lower unit's sealed quite well. But I'll be back in a couple minutes. I'm gonna let that drain for a while. So while the lower unit continues to drain, I need to cut this little filler hose. You can see that there's a little hole there from where it was like rubbing this winter. Figure it's been on there for probably 15 years since it was new. A little more. Perfect. It'll take a little massaging to get on there, but just like that. Cinch down. Just cut that edge. That's done. The lower unit's still draining, so I'm going to fill up the motor oil in the engine. I just want to make sure I can get as much lower unit out of there as possible. So I made this funny looking funnel because I don't have one yet right now. That thing is on there. And like I said, it takes 1.1 quarts. You can't beat a funnel like that. Now it's sleeting outside. You can see there, if you can, it was at 4 quarts. Now it's just below 3 quarts. So we'll say about 1.1. Since I don't have the cranking battery right now, I'm not going to start it up. But if you did have it, you want to start it up, make sure that doesn't knock, leak any oil, as you would a car engine. And there's a little gasket on this cap too that you want to make sure is always on there. Because right behind here you have your valves. A little farther in you have your pistons. Continues to rain. That's good to go. Now we're gonna put in the lower unit oil. You need one of these kits. They're 10 bucks at Fleet Farm, or really any other marine place. You can get them on Amazon for 10 bucks too. They are worth it because you need it to do this job. There's also the lower unit screws are pretty much a standard size on a lot of engines, but on Amazon there is one where it has 3 adapters if you ever do need a different one than what it comes with. So what I ended up doing is I ended up taking the metal piece off this yellow end because it made it easier for turning it in there. Alright, that's in there. Now you put this other end onto either 1 liter jug and you just start pumping. I'm going to put the motor level. Just so I can get an accurate reading. And you want to just watch that upper screw. You'll slowly see fluid start to come out. It'll probably take a little bit to slowly start coming out of that upper vent. What I'm doing, because this bottle is actually too tall for this adapter, is I'm squeezing it, bringing the fluid up to the top of it, and this allows me to still pump as much in there as I need to. And then as soon as it gets up to that level, put the screw in there. It'll stop the pressure. So when you take out that bottom one, it's not going to just all pour out right away. It's all the way up, so just put that screw in there. You actually want to fill it up a little more than what you need to, because you're going to lose a little bit when you take out that bottom screw. Let's get this one snug. I'm going to pump whatever's left of this thing in there. Which isn't very much. Take out this bottom screw. Glad I pumped the rest of that in there, because it shot out pretty quick. I'm going to eventually give this boat a good detail, so watch out for the video on that. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Just a quick tip to save you money is doing your boat maintenance and boat de-winterization at home instead of bringing it to a shop. You don't need a lot of tools and a lot of expensive equipment to do it yourself. So hopefully that helps you in the future when you want to do your own maintenance. Stay tuned for the boat detail video and hopefully fishing this weekend. But give the video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and let's get this open water season underway.